Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Matt here from myrawintuition.com, where I help people reconnect with their intuition to achieve higher levels of health and happiness. So I've got a video for you guys today that I don't normally make, and that is a response video to the news of popular vegan YouTubers Shieff and Kalel going back to eating animal products due to some health issues that they've been experiencing. So I don't normally like to get caught up in the drama of the vegan online world, but I do think it's important to talk about and to take away some positives that we can learn from the examples of Tim and Kalel. And I know these people have very large followings and they're very influential, and their followers see them going back to eating animal products and they're left confused. They don't know what to do or to think. And so I want to make a quick video here for you guys going over 3 things that I think we can learn and some positives that we can take away from these examples moving forward towards a healthy, whole food, plant-based vegan diet. All right, guys, first things first, we just need to think for ourselves. We cannot let the actions of anyone else, regardless of how charismatic or how many subscribers they have, dictate how we are going to act in our own lives. If your moral code aligns with nonviolence, then that is what you should follow. Just because somebody that we look up to might run into issues on a plant-based or vegan diet and go back to eating animal products, that doesn't mean that that is what we should do also. We have to realize that YouTube is kind of like TV. The Hollywood illusion of where people will just believe anything they see coming out of the TV. And it seems like that has kind of transferred over to YouTube as well. But we have to remember that people on YouTube are just regular people that are just showing you certain things in their lives that they want you to see. So we only have a fraction of the information that we would need to really make a decision to change our lives based on what they're doing, in my opinion. So just because they seem like they might know a lot about diet and lifestyle doesn't mean they have all the answers. They could easily be doing something incorrectly, which is leading up to their problems. And so taking everything in as a whole picture is what we need to do. We need to analyze things for ourselves and just, again, follow our moral code. And personally, if I was starting to run into some issues, I would try and find a plant-based doctor and get some advice from them, somebody that has worked with other people that have run into issues, and help them correct it. I don't just think it's the best way to go about things by going online, telling people that you've run into issues and you're going to go back to animal products before you have a full, complete picture of what might have been causing your problems. It just leads to leading people down the wrong path. And I think that is just why it's important that we follow our intuition, we think for ourselves, and we just keep an open mind about what other people might be going through and realize that it's not necessarily the rule. It might be just an exception in their case. All right, the second thing that I think we can take away from this situation is the fact that we need to educate ourselves about nutrition. If we take no time to look into the actual facts and science behind what is needed to nourish the human body, then it will be very easy for anybody to convince us that we need to eat animal products to be healthy. I mean, it's just the society that we live in. Everything is just basically centered around consuming animals. And so industry relies on you not understanding nutrition so that they can flash up a fancy advertisement with a good-looking model or athlete to tell you that you need to buy their product. So get educated about the real science and facts about nutrition. That is essential. So when you do this, you're going to realize that there really is no debate if a vegan diet is adequate for the human body. And I'm going to read you here quick the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics on vegetarian and vegan diets. It is the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that appropriately planned vegetarian, including vegan diets are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits for the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. These diets are appropriate for all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood, adolescence, older adulthood, and for athletes. If you guys want to continue to read that, I will leave a link in the description box below for you to check out. But yeah, I mean, just one of the largest bodies of nutrition experts and researchers letting us know that a vegan diet is adequate for all stages of life, including athletes. So the science is there. You know, there's really no question whether or not a vegan diet can be healthful for the human body. But of course, like any diet, it needs to be an appropriately planned and balanced diet. You know, you can't just fill it with all these processed vegan foods and junk foods and processed meats. You know, look at the ingredients in some of these things. There's no question why somebody might run into issues when they make a significant amount of their diet based around these foods. The sooner we can get to a whole food, plant-based diet, the better. You know, that is what has given me the best health of my life after 7 years of eating this way. And I posted my blood results for you guys to take a look so I can show you, you know, the verifiable proof that it is working for me. So, you know, and with Tim and Kalel, they eat a lot of these processed junk foods. So, you know, there's, you know, you got to take that into consideration when you're considering why they might be running into issues. Besides that, they've also been doing so many unnatural things to their bodies. You know, Tim being a free runner, you know, he's putting his body through a lot of extreme physical stress. And he's complained about joint pain and things like that. You know, it's really not, you know, it's not surprising that he might be running into issues with his joints if he's been, you know, jumping onto these hard surfaces off of buildings all the time for many years. You know, a vegan diet isn't just going to magically make that, you know, it's not going to nullify that. You know, it's going to help, but it's not going to completely eliminate the damage that might be happening to the joints from doing all these hard jumps and whatever else he does. And the same thing goes for Kalel. She has had several cosmetic procedures. She's had foreign objects put into her body. And, you know, these all require a lot of chemicals and anesthetics. And, you know, she's taken antibiotics and Accutane, you know, all these different things that she's doing. And, you know, to expect the vegan diet to completely keep you, you know, vibrant and healthy after you do these things is just, it's a little absurd. So, you know, we have to take into consideration all the different lifestyle habits and the dietary practices that these people are doing. And, you know, really form an opinion based off of that, whether or not we can attribute it to a vegan diet or not. So I just think it's important to be aware of, you know, sometimes we have a lack of education that prevents us from making the best choices for our bodies. And we also have different lifestyle factors that can cause some issues regardless of what diet we're eating. All right, and the third lesson that I think we can take from this situation is the importance of following several people living the vegan lifestyle and doing it successfully. So you don't want to put all your reliance into one or two people that you might consider your gurus for your education and inspiration on this lifestyle. Because if they find something that pulls them off the path, then you're at risk of being pulled off with them. So having several people and their experiences of how they've done it successfully can help you to build a solid foundation of how to do the diet and lifestyle successfully and, more importantly, healthfully. We need to be healthy to, you know, show others that this is a great way to live. And when we just follow one or two people, we're at the risk of having a limited viewpoint and education of, you know, all the different factors that go into making this just a great lifestyle. I also think that it's important to find people that have a balance between the health aspect and the ethical aspect. I kind of feel like when somebody is just pure health and they lack any of the ethics behind being a vegan, then if something goes wrong with their health, then it's so easy for them to just say, oh, well, it's just not healthy, I'm going to go back to eating animal products. Or if they're completely into the ethics and they don't care about the health at all, they're not educated about health, and they're eating all these junk foods and processed foods, they're going to run into health issues then as well. And then they might feel like, I love the animals, but I just, eating or living this way just isn't healthy. So you got to have a good mix of the two. And finding people like that kind of talk on both is what I have found to be the most helpful. But there's so many different people out there that have great information to share. And I just encourage you not to just follow a small number of people that are doing it a certain way, because there's so many ways to do this lifestyle healthfully. It's just important to find your own way of doing it in a way that is sustainable, healthy, and ethical. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Again, I don't usually do response videos, but I feel like this was a situation where I thought I needed to share my opinion and just share some positives that we can take away from this situation. And I don't think that Kalel or Tim are bad people, or they're doing something deceitful on purpose, but I just think that they just need a little more education, and I do believe they're looking into it, and I think they'll find their way and they'll be back on track, in their own time. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I always enjoy seeing your comments, and until next time, guys, always follow your raw intuition.
Detoxify your mind and body. Be the change you want to see. Small steps towards living better. Small steps to where I want to be.